Guys, I'm back with another video, and today I'm playing Solar Smash. And so, let's just dive right in. So, today we're going to be destroying Earth. So, I'm going to start off with probably the Doge. As you can see, it doesn't do too much damage, but it is still effective. One of my personal favorites is the guided missile. I think it's just fun to fly around and choose where your target is. And it does quite a bit of damage. Another one of my favorites is the Fighter Wing. It's both effective on its own, as you can see, and I also find it quite fun to pilot. So if you just go into aim mode and you fire it, you can pilot it yourself, and I find it quite fun. Although sometimes you can be shot down by the countries, which I find is a cool little thing, or a cool little Easter egg. See? At least they try to shoot you down. And of course, you have the moon over here. And now we're going to move on. Oh wait, no. Before we move on, there's also the battleship. I like it. It's not one of my favorites, but it's still effective, I guess. It is definitely slow, though. So I'm just going to speed it up. And then, of course, we have the orbital cannon. Shoots out lasers. I don't personally like it that much, but it is effective, I guess. Then there's also the UFO, which I'm just going to speed up. And as you can see, it was shot down just then. So we're going to move to a country that doesn't really shoot them down. You can see it does. It's pretty effective. Then, of course, there's the attack mothership. Slow, but is very effective. I will say that. You can see it shoots right through. And then there's the UFO mothership, which basically just launches out tiny UFOs. I don't personally like it that much. I prefer the attack mothership, and we'll save the planet killer for later. Now moving on to like the natural things, we have the asteroid, of course. Very effective. I like it. And of course, there's a meteor shower. Oh, and I currently just have it set to 1. So I'm going to set it to 10. So the max, let's see how much it does. Not a lot, but it's still good. And of course we have the moon. Right, then there's the actual moon over there. Then, I like this one, it's big, it's effective. Creates a large explosion, and then of course, there's the black hole. Very effective, I like it. Just eats everything in its path. Takes a big chunk out, and then there's a vortex. Never really used it, but I think it's effective, personally. And then we have the random gift. Not quite sure what they do, but I think that if you hit it with something, yes, it transforms into it when you hit it. Transforms into something. Of course, I'll show you the different variants of stuff later on. I think that's everything in here, so let's move on to missiles. You have the nuclear missiles. Right now I currently have it set to 100, but we're gonna go to the average, which I believe is 10. I think that's how it comes in default, is 10. They're very good for trying to get the weapons fired achievements. I just set it to 100 when I'm trying to get the achievements, but here's 50 of them. They are definitely effective in large groups. And another thing I like about them is that you can spawn multiple groups of them at once. You can spawn 3 groups at once. Very effective, especially with when you have it set to 100. So that's a good fact that I like. I enjoy it. And then here is just 100. Here's 300 of them. Looks horrifying. I'm sure everyone on Earth would be terrified at the sight of that. As you can see, very effective. And I'm just gonna reset the planet so we can really see how effective these are right now. Okay. Very good. And then, of course, we have the fusion core. It's good. It stays still, and then I believe that if you hit it, it activates. Yes. You can see, very effective. Creates a large crater. And then we have the missile station. Does exactly as it sounds. It's a station that fires missiles. As you can see, it's not too effective, but definitely looks cool. Shoots out plenty of missiles and then leaves. Not too effective. Does create a deep crater though. And we have the bombs that explode. I don't know what they're exactly called. I can't see their name because there's a crack in my screen, but basically you just launch it and then you press the bomb button and it detonates. I enjoy it. It creates a large crater and a large blast. And I just enjoy it quite a bit. It's fun. Then we have the antimatter missile, which is one of my personal favorites. I find it to be very effective. And I like to go into slow-mo while watching it explode. It just shows us what's really happening. As you can see, there's a blue orb, and then when the outside comes in contact with the orb, it creates a very large explosion. It's one of my personal favorites, mainly because 1, it's effective, and 2, it just looks really cool. And of course, we have the mine and drill. Does exactly what it says. It's a drill, and it mines. And it mines all the way through the planet, and eventually comes out. And then just floats off into this solar system, I guess. And then, of course, the guided missile. I already showed it to you guys earlier, but as you can see... Oh, shoot, I still have it fast-forwarded. Okay, here's the average speed of it, and then you can boost it. You can see effective and fun to play with, I find. And, of course, you have, like, your lasers and stuff, so this is a kinetic artillery. Basically does this. And then there's also a scatter shot that does this. It's basically like a shotgun version of it. And then there's plasma. This is default, and then the max is 5, which definitely effective at destroying things. And then you have a plasma pulse. It basically shoots out 3 of them at a time instead. And then you have your energy beam, which right now I believe I have it set to max, yes. This is the normal. At default, not too effective, but at max, it's definitely very effective. I like it a lot. And then, of course, you have it in the middle, 2.5. Definitely effective. And then, of course, there's the freeze ray. Default is, again, 1.5. Not too effective at default. And then, once you set it to 2.5, then you can start to see it a little bit, but then at 5, so max, I find that max is definitely my favorite for most of the weapons. You can really see the effects of them at max. And then you have the cannon, not sure exactly what it's called, and this one's very effective. Of course, I have it set to max, but default, still very effective, around the same amount of damage at default as well. And then you have an ancient probe. I've personally never used this, so this is my first time for me. But, okay, well, it doesn't do too much of damage, but it would definitely be effective at killing stuff. And then it kind of just floats away, or flies away. Then, of course, we have a lightsaber. Very effective. I love it. Cuts through the planet very easily. And then moving on to ships, which I've already shown you. Now for monsters. This one is called the Swarm. And it's exactly as it says. It's a swarm that basically just eats the planet. And then leaves, not too effective, but there's also a different version, the Nanite Swarm. Just seems larger and not that much more effective. The other one I think is actually more effective. But as you can see, I think they kind of just fly away afterwards. And then, of course, there's the Leviathan. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's basically just a giant space worm that kind of just eats holes through the planet. This one takes a while, so I'm going to speed it up just to make it easier to move on to our different weapons. But currently, it is very effective. I enjoy it. It's kind of fun to watch, I guess, but not my personal favorite, but I like it. It's okay. It's pretty good. We have the Monarch, which is basically just a giant, like, dragon-like creature that kind of just digs through the planet, like that. Then eventually exits out the other side. And this one, I believe you can actually, yes, you can pilot this one. And I don't know if you can, like, fight the other one or something. I don't think you can, but it is fun to pilot, I will say that. Me personally, I enjoy piloting things a lot. And, you can actually crash into the planet, which will cause an explosion. Same goes for, the fighter wing. And then, I can't read the name because, again, the crack on my screen, but this one basically, it's a tentacle monster that comes out and then just eats the planet. It rips pieces off of the planet and just pulls them into the hole and then disappears. I enjoy it a lot. And then we have a celestial being. Basically just comes in and punches the planet and then leaves. Then we also have the celestial smite, which we get to control. Again, I just love the ones we can control ourselves, so that one's fun. And then, of course, we have the Doge. I already showed you that earlier. Then we also have a different type called the Bonk. It's which is exactly what it does. It just bonks, not very effective. And then we have the Polygon Entity. This one basically just comes in and then shoots out a big, powerful laser. Then bursts through the other side. Pretty fun. I enjoy it. Then that's it for the entities. Then I'm just gonna reset the planet. Except a problem with it is that when you reset the planet twice, I normally get an ad, so I'm going to pause the recording real quick. Okay, ad is over, and we're good. So now continuing on to defenses. Of course, we have the shield ship. It basically just creates a shield above it. It's definitely good in large quantities if you want to try and protect it against different things. But I wouldn't say it's the strongest. Like if we take, let's just go with, let's go mid strength. You can break through them pretty quickly, I find, and then if you go to default, you can still break through it fairly quickly. It's not one of my favorites because it doesn't work too effectively. And then of course there's max, so I'm just gonna use max to destroy it. But then of course also for defenses we have defensive turrets, which again are definitely effective in large quantities. I will say that they are good at protecting it. So let's say we take an antimatter missile and we try and fire it, they will destroy it, and same with a guided missile. If you try and evade it, they will end up destroying you. It's definitely one of my favorites, I will say that. I like it a lot. They're effective and they do their job. Then of course there's space mines, which are exactly what they sound like. They're basically mines in space. So let's say you're just like an alien and you're piloting. One sec. Let's say you're an alien and you're like piloting your ship, trying to get to the planet, but then you run into enemies. They chase after you and then explode you. Definitely effective, and that is a complete weapon list, I believe. Oh, right. The Planet Killer. One of my personal favorites. If you're just trying to get the Planet Destroyed achievement, I recommend this. If you're trying to get a certain amount of planets destroyed, definitely use this. It destroys the planet very quickly. Like once the laser gets through, it will destroy the planet very quickly. Then it will eventually fly away, and then the planet explodes. And then there's one secret way to destroy the planet. So if you take the energy beam, I personally like it on max because it's quicker. You get an achievement for this. It's called Invoke a Supernova. It's from destroying the sun. And then it comes over to Earth and then starts burning it. And then it basically has the same effect as the Planet Killer. And I'm currently in slow motion just because of how cool I find it is to watch. It has super cool colors. And then, of course, it makes the planet explode. And same with the moon. And that's all of the ways to destroy the planet that at least I know of. So, hope you guys enjoy the video. And that's it. Have a good day.